Hello and welcome to episode 132 of the Pixel Street Podcast. This is the podcast where each and every week, a couple, two, sometimes three, sometimes four. And have we ever had five? I don't think so.
I think we've had Holden and Chad both on before, but I don't remember if we had Colin.
I don't think I was here that time.
Okay, all right.
Either way, we get together and we talk about some nerd shit, like video games mostly, but sometimes John will go on a rant about Super Mario Land in Tokyo or in Japan.
Oh, Super Nintendo World?
Super Nintendo, yeah, Nintendo World. I mean, really, Land World.
I want it so bad. It looks so good.
But as always, I am one of your hosts, Joel Campos, and joining me this week is none other than John Hansen. John, we need that nacho cheese machine on the podcast. Get it mic'd up.
Mic it up, just plug it in, put my mic right next to it, and hear that.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is like, how loud is that thing? Like, because it's constantly. You have to imagine there's a motor in it constantly, like.
Yeah.
Like rotating the cheese.
Or is it just like a heater? I don't know.
In my head, I'm picturing it like a cement truck, where like it's constantly rotating.
So it doesn't sit still and like get all crusty and stuff on top.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I don't know.
That would be good. I don't know.
Well, I mean, when you get it, take it apart and let us know.
Yeah, just tear it apart, every little piece. Oh, great! I don't know how to put things back together.
Yeah, but nonetheless, this week we are going to be talking about the Nintendo Direct that happened yesterday. You can go watch me and John's live reaction video that is on our YouTube channel right now. By searching for Pixel Street videos over there. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the Mortal Kombat movie trailer that just dropped today, February 18th, before the podcast airs. And then we're going to talk about Blizzconline. Is that what they're calling it? Blizzconline?
Yeah, they're calling it Blizzconline.
Okay. Whatever floats your boat.
What a name, right?
About, some Microsoft backwards compatibility stuff that they're doing. But before we get to that, let's get some housekeeping out of the way. First, you can follow us on Twitter at Pixel Street or Facebook by searching for Pixel Street Podcast there. Our show goes live every Friday morning on your podcast platform of choice. Sometimes it's delayed a little bit, but it usually is up by 8 a.m. most places. Sometimes it's delayed a few hours just because of RSS feeds. Now you can become a Pixel Street pal, is what John's calling it. Trademarked, copyright. By joining our Discord server. And to join our Discord server, you can find a invite link in our pinned tweet over on our Twitter account, or DM one of us. We'll send it to you.
I love you.
If you DM me, I'm just going to tell you to DM John.
All right.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. You could subscribe to our YouTube channel so we don't have to have a bunch of gibberish numbers and letters as our URL.
Mm-hmm. And we've got some cool stuff up there this week. Like you said earlier, we put up our reaction video to the Nintendo Direct. I also put up an analysis video rewatching the Mario Golf Super Rush Tour, which we'll talk about in a little bit. And then there was me and Holden put up a review for Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury. So definitely check those out and subscribe.
Yeah, all that and more. You know, we got unboxings up there.
Mm-hmm.
We got, what else do we got?
Let's play some list videos. We got a bunch of stuff up.
Especially once Back 4 Blood comes out, I imagine we're putting a Back 4 Blood video up once a week at least.
Yeah, I'm kind of dedicated to that game.
Yeah. Finally, wherever you're watching or listening to the show, be sure to leave a like or rating to let us know how we're doing. Good or bad, let us know. We appreciate any and all feedback. And Absolutely. It helps us, create a better podcast and product for you. So yeah, we appreciate any feedback you have. Let's talk about fucking Nintendo Direct, John.
Let's do it.
So if you want to see our full thoughts and reactions live as it happened, like I said before at the top of the show, go watch our reaction video on our YouTube channel. Here we're just going to kind of broad stroke the big announcements. We're not going to get into the nitty gritty. And we're just going to kind of talk about our feelings on some of this stuff. Especially now that we've had like a full day to think about some of this stuff.
absolutely. I would say that with more time to think about some of this stuff, I have some different opinions than when I first saw it. So yeah, to kick things off, we'll just focus on the big announcements. First, let's focus on the first party stuff. We had Splatoon 3, Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword HD, Mario Golf Super Rush, and an Animal Crossing Mario update, which was announced before, but we actually got to see some of it. Actually, Joel, there was an additional first-party game in there, and I wanna ask you. I purposely didn't put it in the list because I want to see if you know what game in there is also being made by Nintendo. Because it's one you wouldn't expect. I'm just gonna say that.
I don't know. Hold on, let me think.
It was a game that you and I were watching it, and we're like, "Why is this here?"
That little that fucking with the superhero chicks.
Yeah, the DC Supergirls, where they're all high schoolers. That's being made by Nintendo. That's why it was there.
That's real fucking weird.
Right? It really like brings me back to like what was it? I think it was the Game Boy Advance had like some Hamtaro games made by Nintendo.
I should have said Miitopia because you left that out.
Oh, I did forget Miitopia.
Game of the year.
Yeah, those are the first party games. Let's just focus on those because I think those are the big news from this overall. There was a couple other things in there that we can talk about, but starting off with Splatoon 3, you and I just did not like the way that they announced this game.
I didn't like the way they announced it, and honestly, I feel like it was kind of a cop out for them to announce it. Like, it seems like they needed something, I don't know, a big thing at the end. And, like, that's, I don't know, what did they say, 2022?
Yeah, it's
right?
supposed to come next year.
So
At least
it's
like scheduled to come next year.
I feel like they just threw that in there. Kind of like how they announced Metroid Prime 4. Just because,
yeah, but at least we saw more
something.
At least we saw more than a logo for this.
True, but for this, honestly, yeah, my dog is making noises. But this honestly just looked like it could have been Splatoon 2 with different weapons.
Yeah, it's placed in like a desert area. There's a new name for it, and you're in a different city than before. All of that was like, okay, it's cool. And there's also an upside down Eiffel Tower in the like desert area. You and I think that's a single player mode, right? Because we actually saw them like running through the area with the bow and arrow, and you could customize them. So yeah, I think that's definitely like a hint at the campaign mode, the single player that they put in it. That's not why I play Splatoon. Splatoon 2, I like started the single player and I was like, I don't care about this. I just want to play the multiplayer. Regardless, it was different. I thought that the way that they did the trailer was just bad, though. It was quiet and nothing happened in there. It was just the Inkling slowly walking through a desert area, going into a train, and then just like focusing on them sitting in the train for what felt like forever.
It was
nothing happening.
I'm looking now, and they don't show gameplay. Hold on. The trailer is 3 minutes long. And they show the Inkling in the city at 1 minute and 44 seconds.
Yeah.
And then you don't see actual gameplay until...
Well, that is gameplay. Them standing in the city. I think that is the gameplay.
I mean, I don't think it
like
is.
in Splatoon 2, where they're like just... Before you go into the elevator to start your matchmaking. I think that was just them showing... What?
I wouldn't consider that gameplay. That's like the menu.
In-game footage. Like,
but either way, you don't see any like gameplay until like 2 minutes and 10 seconds. So from 2 minutes, you see less than a minute of actual gameplay in this.
Not much stuff to actually be excited about. But yeah, once they get to the multiplayer stuff, it looks awesome. There's a new way to like rocket yourself into the arena, and they showed off new customization things, new weapons. I love Splatoon 2's soundtrack, and they brought it back, and it's kind of different in this. So definitely a fan of that. Some really cool stuff in the multiplayer side of things. But yeah, I'm excited for it because I really like Splatoon 2.
So it's literally like 40 seconds of gameplay.
Yeah.
Because the end is just cut off with a black screen that says "back into the ink."
Yeah. Get wet.
No, don't say that.
Yeah, there was some. Yeah, I wasn't the craziest about that reveal, but I'm excited for it. And so I think overall the thought on Splatoon 3 was like, there's no way they're making Splatoon 3 because they have Splatoon 2 on the Switch. Why would they bring Splatoon 3? And now that they are bringing it's starting to give me a little more hope that we could see Mario Kart 9 on the Switch. Mario Kart 8 is still selling ridiculously well. So a lot of people are like, oh, there's no way that they're making Mario Kart 9 yet. And I was kind of that opinion too. But now that I see this, I'm like, there's a chance. I still don't fully believe it until I see it. But I'm slightly more optimistic about the chance of Mario Kart 9 coming to Switch. And that's really all I want.
It is funny to me that the Switch is like 80% Wii U port console and 20% like new first-party Nintendo games.
Yeah. Well, there's some indie stuff in there too, but yeah. Yeah. I really wish Nintendo would start coming out with more games that aren't Wii U ports. But
yeah,
regardless, yeah. Speaking about ports from older consoles, though, we got IJ Aonuma. He appeared and instantly was like, "Hey, you must have saw me and thought, hey, you're getting some Breath of the Wild 2 news. Nope, sorry, that's coming later in the year."
I am glad that he just came out and said that very first thing, because people would have been like, oh, the next thing it's going to be Breath of the Wild 2.
Yep, he said production is going well, but they have nothing to share at the moment. They promised more information later this year. I'll get back to that part in a little bit, but he did announce that Skyward Sword HD is coming to Switch this summer, and Zelda fans everywhere went out and gave a resounding oh.
Yep. And it's not even that. It's that this is not part of like a 3-game collection like Super Mario 3D All-Stars was. If this was one of the games, and like even if there was one more game, like if they brought Wind Waker HD over or something, I think it would have gotten much more praise than, oh, you're bringing back, like, I've never played it, but the consensus is that this is like a very mediocre, like middle of the road Zelda game compared to the rest. Like, it's kind of upsetting.
Yeah. One good thing about it is that they did make it so you can play with traditional button controls. This game originally being on the Wii, before all you could play with was just with motion controls. It was the way that Link swung his sword. Now they have transferred that to the right stick, so now you can, wherever you swing the stick is where Link swings his sword. I really like that. That's cool, and that's why I'll actually give the game a try. We all knew it was going to be $60. It is $60. You can go on the Wii U right now and buy that game for $20.
When does it come out?
This summer. I think it was June
something.
It was either June or July. It was this summer. Yeah, I'm not that happy about this, really. I am happy because it's a Zelda game coming to Switch, but man, I wanted more. There are leaks out right now saying that Twilight Princess and Wind Waker are coming to Switch later this year. The fact that they didn't announce it in this, though, like, has me a little iffy.
Also, it's weird that they're like, all right, these 3 Mario games, $60. This one Zelda game, $60. And then in 3 months, they're going to be like, this other Zelda game, $60.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'm a little iffy on Twilight Princess and Wind Waker coming this year to Switch. I really hope it happens because I love both of those games so much, and I really want Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask here as well. Give me all the Zelda games. Also, Four Swords Adventure would be perfect on Switch. But no, I'm a little bit optimistic that we're gonna get a Zelda Direct in the next couple months. I really hope so. Maybe not next month, because I think Animal Crossing and Pokemon will both have some big announcements next month. But maybe towards springtime, I really am hoping for some Zelda news. Maybe they hold that off for E3. But yeah, I could... If the Zelda and Twilight Princess news is real, They hold that for that, and then also the Breath of the Wild 2 news if they're not doing E3 again this year like they did last year.
I mean, there's got to be a Pokemon Direct at the end of this month, right? With Pokemon Day coming.
Is that this month or next month? I thought that was next month.
I think it's February 27th.
Okay, so like right at the end of this month. Yeah, that is when we're getting the big Pokemon news, and that's probably where you'll get your is it Diamond and Pearl remakes that everyone wants?
Well, I think that the rumor is that Silver and Gold are being remade.
I haven't heard that. I've heard.
Well, the rumor, there's a rumor that they're gonna do like a Let's Go type thing for Gold and Silver.
Oh yeah, that one was from a while ago. I could see that happening.
I mean, I don't see why not.
The best Pokemon game. Yeah,
I feel like those Let's Go games were very popular just because of the nostalgia with the game. So I don't see why they wouldn't just keep going through the series.
Yeah, they could. I don't know how I feel about that, but they could. But yeah, I'm hoping for more Zelda news later in the year. I wish for more Zelda news later in the year besides Breath of the Wild 2. Super excited for that game, but I want...
You know what else has motion controls, John? Segue, Mario Golf.
It does! Yeah, Mario Golf, Super Rush. Yeah, like Joel said, there are motion controls where you can swing your Joy-Con like a club, like in Wii Sports, which usually I'm not for motion controls. I don't like them, but in this case, I'm like, okay, that makes sense.
I mean, I'll try it. It's probably not going to be my preferred method of play, but I'll give it a shot.
Yeah, same. I really want to see someone try and do that with the Pro Controller, like holding it out and doing it like that.
I wonder if that works. Or
the
if
Pro Controller does have motion controls.
I know it does, but I don't know if it'll work for a game like this. I don't know.
We'll see. Yeah, they showed off a lot of basic golf gameplay in this. There really wasn't too much exciting in this until they got to the speed golf stuff where it's 4 players all golfing at the same time. I still
don't understand what that... Like, I get it, because that's what everybody's golf does for online. Mm-hmm. Everybody's going at the same time, but I don't get, like, why does Luigi need a power up that lets him sprint, or Yoshi has the power up that lets him run on the egg?
Yeah, so the way I was looking at, after I was rewatching it, it looks like those are those characters' specific abilities to like speed them up, to like run down the fairway, I think it's called, faster. I don't think you can like actually just like I was looking at the ice flower and I'm like, oh, it would be so awesome if you could like freeze another person for a few seconds and give you a chance to run ahead. To me, it looks like it's just a way to boost yourself a little bit.
Okay, but is there any benefit to going faster or slower?
I mean, it's a race to the hole.
But why does that matter?
Yeah, I don't know. I still have many questions about that, but I'm very excited to give it a try. I really want that game to be better than Tennis Aces, because Tennis Aces just wasn't fun to me.
I thought it was fun, but I got to a part in the story where I was like, I can't beat this shit, and I just gave up.
Oh, that story's awful. That story's just bad.
But I did enjoy playing online and stuff. That was fun.
Yeah, online was okay. But at the end of the day, it was just regular tennis, except for you had some special shots that if you built up your meter.
Isn't that all Mario Tennis ever was?
No, but usually in Mario Tennis, they add in more things, like the star shots, and then, of course, you have your special abilities, but you could like use them in more creative ways. Older Mario Tennis was much better than Tennis Aces, in my opinion. Tennis Aces was like, okay, yeah, we're bringing in more like real-life tennis stuff, and it just wasn't as fun to me. And I hope Mario Golf is not the same way, but it kind of is looking like it is. We'll see, though. The environments that they showed off in that game were really lackluster. They weren't really Mario-fied. It was just like generic green golf course, generic desert golf course, generic woodland golf course. Like, it wasn't
That's
really
coming
exciting.
This summer as well, right?
Yep. I think that was June.
June 18th, I think.
Yeah,
2 days after my birthday.
Oh, look at you.
I'm looking it up. Hold on.
Okay. But yeah, Mario oh, man. Mario Golf...
June 25th.
25th. All right. Yeah. That game looks good. I'm excited for it. I hope it is better than Tennis Aces. Sticking out on the Nintendo updates, though, we got our first look at the Animal Crossing Mario update, which is coming out. They showed off you can get a bunch of Mario clothes. There was like Mario, Luigi, Peach, and Wario clothes. Not sure if there was a Bowser one. It would be a crime if there isn't, though. They also showed off items that you can get. There's like different items you can buy from the store and like plant around your island. The warp pipe, though, was like, that was the big hype for me. You can buy 2 warp pipes and place them in different spots in your island, jump into them, and then be transported to the other one, which is so cool because pretty much every item in Animal Crossing New Horizons is pointless. It's just for decoration. Like, you can like maybe interact with it and it might like spin or something, but they just usually don't do much. To actually have a functional item, though, is really cool, and I want more of that in Animal Crossing. Right?
Yeah, I agree. It really is like the first thing that kind of has a function to it. Mm-hmm. And it'd be interesting to see like what they can do in the future with like them adding that kind of mechanic. Like, what's to say they can't make like, you know, like a phone booth that does the same thing? You know what I mean? Just something goofy that like, because like I was saying during the direct yesterday is like, putting a warp pipe on somebody's map could ruin the whole flow of their entire island. You know what I mean? Because like people like get very serious about that stuff. Mm-hmm. Like Holden, he takes it pretty seriously.
Yeah, but he's in phase 4.
Phase 4. Phase 4.
Yeah, yeah. We'll see what comes of it. I'm pretty excited. I want to jump in and see the new items. I don't play much Animal Crossing anymore, but it'll be cool to see all the stuff. Yeah, that about does it for the first part. Oh, there was Miitopia, a game that originally released for the 3DS for $40 is coming to the Switch for $50. That is highway robbery. I'm fucking not buying that at that price.
I don't think anybody's buying that. Like
$50?
The only sales that game's getting is like a grandparent or an aunt or uncle who doesn't know anything about Switch, and they're like, "Oh, I'll get this for little Tommy."
Yeah, that is, and the people that are like diehards with Miitopia, which I think there are some people like that.
There are dozens of them, John.
Oh no, the army is coming.
Dozens.
They're breaking down my door right now. Yeah, that was. Yeah, I just can't believe that they're pricing that at $50. Man, that is like, ridiculous.
I thought that'd be like a $20 game max.
At $20, that $20 is a fair price for that. $50 is absolutely ridiculous.
I completely agree.
And it being Nintendo, that's never going on sale.
Nope.
No. Yeah, for third-party offerings, there really wasn't much. Well, I mean, there was a lot, but there really wasn't much to be like super excited for. There was the Project Triangle Strategy, which is okay. It was made. It looks like it's made by the Octopath Traveler guys. There was a moment in there where you and I busted up laughing over the Salt Iron War.
Yeah,
salt, and we have iron,
and they were fighting over it.
The Salt Iron War.
It's like literally any other name would have been acceptable.
Absolutely. Anything. Oh man.
Yeah.
But overall,
Octopath
that game looked
Traveler,
cool.
I want Octopath Traveler to go on sale for like $20-$30. I will play the shit out of it. I did see that it was going on sale at some Walmarts a while ago for like $10, but I'm sure those are all sold out by now.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, everything else here was like really niche stuff. Like there was a new game made by the Danganronpa guys. No More Heroes 3 got its first look at gameplay. If you're a fan of that, you're probably excited, but everyone else is like, whatever. There was a ton of just like smaller announcements. Tales from the Borderlands is coming back. Outer Wilds is coming to Switch. Just stuff like that. Nothing like really exciting.
Fall Guys.
Fall Guys is coming to Switch. It was also announced that it's coming to Xbox this summer as well. Yeah, so really, I want to know, Joel, what did you like about the event?
Highlight for me was Mario Golf for sure, and I said that yesterday, and I still think it is. Splatoon 3, I would have been much more excited if it was coming out this year, because them putting just like a next year on it, like that could be delayed till the year after. Who knows? Like we don't know how far they are on that. But yeah, I don't know. I think Mario Golf was the highlight for me.
Yeah, Mario.
Maybe I'll try Skyward Sword, but I'm not sure.
Mario Golf was definitely the highlight for me too. It was ridiculous that there wasn't any other Mario sports games besides tennis on the Switch. So it's good to have this come in a little later than I thought it would be. Like I expected that to be a spring title, but we have to wait till summer. Yeah, I'm trying Skyward Sword when it comes out, of course, because I'm a massive Zelda fan, but really that's the only reason why. Yeah, there just wasn't much. I was expecting so much more from this event. Like I've said, I wanted more Zelda stuff and everything, but I'm hopeful that could come in a later Zelda Anniversary Direct. There was no Pokemon, no Kirby, no Donkey Kong, no Metroid. And then, of course, there's tons of other franchises that Nintendo just doesn't feel like bringing back for whatever reason. Your Punch-Outs, your F-Zero, Star Fox, like all those are just MIA forever now.
Metroid's MIA for now.
Yeah, that still haven't seen anything on Metroid Prime 4. If we do, it'll probably be around E3 time. If Nintendo does have an E3 conference this year. Last year they had nothing all summer.
If they were smart, they would come out with the Metroid Prime trilogy before.
That's what we've been saying for years now.
Because
they just still haven't done it.
I've never played those games, and I know now if you want to buy them, super expensive.
I have the first one on GameCube that I got from like a one of those like crate companies that like send you a bunch of games. I still haven't tried it because I am waiting for Prime Trilogy to come to Switch. Because yeah, I've never played them either, but I always hear great things about it, and I want to give it a try.
Let's see, Metroid Prime Trilogy. Wait, what?
What?
It says free store pickup at GameStop, but
that is there an entry for the Prime Trilogy?
Hold on, I'm looking right now.
Okay.
There it is on GameStop, but it says free store pickup. So some store in the US probably has like one copy of it, and that's it, because it says not available within 100 miles of me. But yeah, I'm looking like on eBay, it's like $250, which is just insane.
That's the whole trilogy?
Yeah, the Metroid Prime trilogy.
I didn't know that they actually released the whole trilogy together.
Yeah, they did
already.
I'm looking right now. I did buy it on Wii U. I'm looking on the Nintendo website. I just don't have a Wii U to play it on anymore. I bought it and never played it because I think that I like intended to. I just never did. $300 you could buy it for on Amazon if you're into that sort of thing.
Yeah, I still don't understand how Nintendo hasn't made a Prime Trilogy for Switch yet.
Or even just
makes so much sense.
Just port over the Wii U one that's already out. Why not?
Yeah, I didn't even know that there was a trilogy already. I thought they were just 3 individual titles. I have the first one on GameCube.
Yeah, if you look it up, it's the whole ordeal. Came out in 2009 for the Wii U and the Wii.
All right, Joel. So after this Direct, what are your thoughts going forward about Nintendo?
My thoughts are, as of right now, they don't have shit until at least June. Which puts them at having...
There was no Nintendo announcements for this spring in there, was there?
No. All that stuff we just talked about was all June at the earliest, mid-June. Mm-hmm. Which puts them at, like, basically the whole first part of the year having nothing.
Unless this Pokemon Direct.
That's the only thing. I mean, honestly, like, I don't know. And, like, all that could have, I think,
Oh, we have Pokemon Snap coming out. So be excited for that.
Yeah, I guess. The only other thing I could see that Pokemon Direct having that could come out like in this next few months is like ports of the 3DS, ports of the Game Boy Color games,
which would be perfect.
I know.
I'd be down for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, if they do that, that's awesome.
Yeah,
I still can't believe that they haven't.
It's just them still like slightly holding on to having stuff on 3DS that you can't get on Switch, which is weird.
Yeah, it's so weird. Man.
Very weird.
Nintendo. Yeah. Going forward, I'm very excited that a Direct actually came back, a full Direct. This was our first Direct since September 2019. So that at least leaves hope for other directs coming later this year. It gives me hope for an E3 style show. If they do it, who knows? It's Nintendo, but I'm a lot more hopeful than I was a few days ago. As for what Nintendo showed in that direct, though, I mean, obviously, Breath of the Wild 2 and Metroid Prime 4 are gonna be awesome games when they come out. We're very excited to see them and everything. Outside of those two, though, we're still really holding on and like waiting for great games again. Like in 2017, Nintendo was firing on all cylinders when the Switch first came out. You had your Breath of the Wild, you had Mario Odyssey, ARMS had its fans, and you had Mario Kart 8 Deluxe and Splatoon 2. Smash Brothers came down the line. Like, yeah, these are core Nintendo Switch games. Link's Awakening, like all these games are like, yes, this is why I play Nintendo games right here. But then you look at these other titles that they're releasing, Mario Tennis Aces, Yoshi's Crafted World, Kirby Star Allies, and then just out of nowhere, nothing for a long time. And you're like, okay, yeah, this is the Switch is great for playing indie games. And there are some ports in here from the bigger games on Xbox and PS4 that are like, okay, yeah, these are good ports. I can live with this. This is fun. I can play this wherever I want. But there's not enough of it. Like, I love the Switch so much, but man, I want it to be better. There's so much that Nintendo is not doing with the Switch. They're not fixing the drift issue. They're not improving the UI in the console itself. There's so much, man. I want it to be better.
Yeah,
I just want it to be better.
The UI on the console has not changed since the day it came out.
Nope, not one bit.
Which is ridiculous. Actually, didn't they add dark mode later, or was that already in there?
Nope, that was a day one thing.
Oh my god.
Yep. Your two themes, light and dark mode. You're welcome, guys. They haven't fixed the eShop. They haven't fixed online. It's just, I want it to be better, man. That's all I want.
One day, John. Someday.
Someday.
When Switch 2 comes out.
Yeah. But looking forward to some more exciting news coming in the future. We got a Mortal Kombat movie trailer today.
Yo,
Joel?
This movie looks great.
Dude.
I'm hyped for it. And like, I think I've watched one Mortal Kombat movie, and it was that weird shitty one from the 90s or early thousands. I don't remember when it came out.
There are two.
Like a really old. I think the first one.
The first one is what I watched. I love that movie. It's not great, and it has aged horribly.
Yeah.
But I love it. It's one of my favorite bad movies ever. I haven't seen the second one, which I've heard is even worse. Yeah, but this one looks great.
I don't know much about Mortal Kombat or the movies, but it's interesting to see how like they're kind of giving the perspective of the normal people in that world. Like, yeah. How they're like, yeah, I don't know what this is. Like, it's just been on my body since I was born. But then,
that's just completely new.
Well, I know that the birthmark thing is new, but like the fact that they're bringing like normal people in, like, oh no, like we've researched this and we think that it's this or this. I think it's cool.
I think that guy Cole, they just added. I think he's the only new guy brought into the thing, and it looks like he's replacing Johnny Cage. Johnny Cage was not in that trailer at all, but a lot of other Mortal Kombat staples were. Yeah, Liu Kang, Kung Lao, Sonya, Jax, Sub-Zero, Scorpion, Raiden, Kano, Goro, Shao Kahn. I'm sure we probably saw Shang Tsung in there. Like, tons and tons of Mortal Kombat guys that are like, oh yeah, this is Mortal Kombat was in there. But no Johnny Cage, which I thought was really interesting.
It could be like a post-credits thing they're going to reveal or something with him.
Johnny Cage? I don't know. He's a guy that if they are going to include him, he's in there. He is in that main group with Liu Kang, Sonya, and all of them.
No, I agree, but it could be something that they're holding out for some reason.
I don't think so.
I think maybe it plays a part in the story.
I think it's merely just Cole is replacing Johnny Cage.
But either way, like when you think of like Mortal Kombat, you think of like all these fighters, I guess, with like supernatural power type things. Mm-hmm. And I think it's interesting that they're just bringing like the normal humans into it in some way.
They've
No?
always done that.
Dude, I don't know anything about Mortal Kombat.
Okay, all right.
Like,
yeah,
that's what
no,
I'm saying.
that's Mortal Kombat. That's the only humans with like supernatural powers are Liu Kang and Kung Lao. Sonya and Jax are just normal fighters. Johnny Cage in the newer games has like God-given abilities from his ancestry. That's why he like goes all green and everything when he's fighting. But that's it. Yeah, I think it looks awesome. It you get to see how Jax lost his arms against Sub-Zero. Like that was really cool, and that's like how the trailer starts off. I was like, oh damn, like him just freezing them and then snapping them off.
You could definitely tell that the budget was there for this movie. Like
absolutely,
the CG stuff looks great.
Yeah, very excited for this movie. Yep. I almost said game.
Moving on though, Microsoft has announced FPS Boost, which is a new thing, making backwards compatible games even better with FPS boosts. Basically, what it is it boosts old games. I mean, there's only 5 working titles right now: Far Cry 4, Sniper Elite 4, Watch Dogs 2, UFC 4, and Super Lucky's Tale. Which it takes kind of all those Xbox One titles and doubles, and in some cases even quadruples the FPS, right? For these games to make them just
up
run
to
much
120
smoother
frames
on the Xbox Series X and S, which is really cool. Like the backwards compatibility team at Microsoft has been killing it for years, ever since they announced, 360 backwards compatibility and then original Xbox backwards compatibility, which is insane.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. They've been killing it. I'm interested to see how smoothly this works with titles. Like, the fact that there's only 5 is kind of concerning to me. Like, is this just them testing? Like, are they only going to be releasing like 5 games at a time that have this boost? Or is there just going to be a point when they're like, all right, here's like 300 titles that benefit from this?
I think it's going to be kind of like the original rolling out of backwards compatibility titles, where like, okay, yeah, these are our starting games. As time goes on, we're going to just keep adding more and more until we have hundreds and hundreds of them. So yeah, I'm not worried about this going away anytime soon. This is just a really cool feature, and now that they have it started, you'll just slowly see it roll out to more and more games.
Yeah, either way, still really cool. They're definitely crushing PlayStation on this front for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. The backwards compatibility thing is up there, probably behind Game Pass as like the reason to own an Xbox today, and it just got better.
Yeah, I'm interested to see. I'm interested to see if this affects 360 games down the road.
Yeah, that is really the thing that like stood out to me right away, is that there were no 360 games here. Maybe because a lot of those games are already upgraded and stuff on the Series X. Like it already gets a boost. I don't know how much further they can push that. Maybe they can. But a lot of people's complaints with the Xbox One back in the days was that they were stuck at like 30 frames per second. A lot of those games were. So getting those games up and running better on the Series X even more than they already are, like, that's just awesome stuff right there.
Yeah, it's also worth noting that they don't touch the code for the game at all. This is all like just done internally on the console itself. So
yeah, they've talked before about how the Series X has some stuff built into it that is specifically there to help these older games run better, and now they're just taking full advantage of that.
Yeah, very exciting.
Absolutely.
Yep. Moving on, BlizzCon, John.
Yeah, Blizzconline.
Didn't they say Overwatch 2 is not going to be there?
No, it's going to be there.
Oh, I thought I read somewhere that it's not.
There was a report that the one of the higher ups said that they don't expect Overwatch 2 to release this year. That's probably what it was. Yeah, that and Diablo 4 are both expected to not release this year, but we are getting news on both of them this year. So, yeah, predictions time. Overwatch 2 has to get a release date. Anything outside of that is a failure, because we need to know when we can expect to finally get new content in Overwatch.
I mean, it'll be the 5-year anniversary in what, April or May?
May. Yep.
So, I mean, I feel like
5-year anniversary. We need Overwatch announcements because the game isn't bad. It's still good, but man, is it getting dry. Like they just keep rolling out these events, and I've been saying forever, I want new events. I don't want seasonal events. I want lore events. But they're so focused on Overwatch 2, which is bringing in tons and tons of story and lore, which I'm excited for, but I need to know when to expect that. Regardless, yeah. Getting off of Overwatch, Diablo 4, like I said, is going to get some news. They'll probably show off more stuff. I would be surprised if that gets a release date, because I feel like that game is really far out still, like years down the line.
Why do you think that?
Just them not announcing it a couple years ago and then announcing it last year because of all the backlash, and it just really felt like it was in the beginning stages for me. It really felt like it was in Metroid Prime 4 stages of development.
I mean, John, you didn't want that that mobile game?
Diablo Immortal? Yeah, that's probably going to get a release date at this too, I would think, because there was like a recent beta where people got to play it, a closed beta. And I heard good things about it. I might give it a try if it's free.
I'm not trying to play any mobile games. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah, we'll see. I might give it a try.
What about World of Warcraft? What do you think we find out there?
A new expansion.
They just came out with one.
Did they? Oh,
yeah, this fall. So I think that it's like an every other year type of thing, or every 3 years.
Is it? I don't know. I don't play World of Warcraft.
Neither do I.
I tried it last year. It was fine. Yeah, I mean, I have no idea what to think on that. I really hope that Warcraft 3 Reforged, they announced some improvements to that game, because
that was kind of a bust, wasn't it?
That was a bit of a bust. A lot of fans were not happy about that remake. Yeah, so I hope there's some improvements to there. There was a Starcraft 2 remake announced a while ago, wasn't there?
I have no idea.
Or is that a fan project?
I didn't think Starcraft 2 was that old. Didn't it come out in like 2010?
No, that's an old game, isn't it? I think that's like early 2000s.
Maybe I'm thinking of Starcraft 3?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I feel like that's an old game that's just been around forever.
No, Starcraft 2 came out in 2010.
Oh, okay. I don't know Starcraft, so...
Neither do I. I just remember seeing people play it when I used to play WoW back in 2010.
Okay, yeah, I got you. Yeah, I'm just really hoping for Overwatch news. Something.
What if they announce an Overwatch like mini series or something, like with all those?
There were rumors that there was a Netflix series in the works.
That would be cool.
So if they announce that, I would be over the moon with the original voice actors and everything. Oh baby, please! I would love that so much.
That would be pretty cool.
Like if because they've started putting out novels. There's an Orisa book, and then now there's an Ash book that they're working on. They started making comics again. They've got a Tracer run that's out right now. Tracer run. Yeah, just more Overwatch is all I want. Some Diablo, Warcraft 3 improvements.
What else do they have?
They've got Hearthstone, which I know nothing about. All I know is it's a card game. Either. Heroes of the Storm, which is their MOBA, which they'll probably announce like some new characters coming in.
Probably.
Do they have anything else besides that?
I don't think so. Let me open Battle.net here, because I think they list all the games there. Like that's where you launch Call of Duty through, which is weird to me.
It's weird to me that they don't do more of that with
more Activision games in there.
Yeah. They used to do Destiny in there before they split. I don't know. Because, yeah, okay, so Overwatch, Warcraft, Starcraft, Diablo, Hearthstone, Heroes of the Storm.
Let's see, World of Warcraft, Diablo, Starcraft, Hearthstone, Heroes of the Storm, Overwatch, Starcraft 2, Warcraft 3, and then a bunch of Call of Duty games. Yeah, those are under their partner games. Oh, and Crash Bandicoot 4. which is weird as well.
Oh, Crash is in there? All right.
Yeah.
So maybe they are starting to put up more Activision games on there. That's cool.
Yeah.
It just makes sense. Why wouldn't they do that? Yeah. I don't know. I hope the show is good. I just recently put up an editorial on GamePro.com saying how this is a make or break year for Blizzard's identity. The last few BlizzCons have been kind of rough on them from a fan perspective.
When is this? Is it tomorrow?
Yep, starts tomorrow.
What time?
Friday.
February 19th.
Yeah, I think it's in the afternoon. I think it's like 5 or 4, something like that.
Cool.
Yeah, I'll be watching. Mostly for Overwatch stuff, but also Diablo. Yeah.
All right. Moving on to some of the quick news, because we are getting short on time here. Treyarch is hinting at a new zombies mode.
Yeah, so there was a leak. There's been some rumors in the zombies community about a new open world mode for zombies.
What is that?
Not really.
Like, is that like a 30-man lobby? Like, how does that work? What do you mean open world?
That's what I'm saying. I don't understand it. Like, I love zombies because it's 4 people in an enclosed map and fight for your life.
What I'm thinking of when you say open world, and like zombies is multiplayer, right? We know this.
Yeah.
But you say open world.
What I get out of this is like a Warzone thing, like giant map. That's kind of what I think.
Yeah, honestly, like I'm surprised they haven't just like thrown zombies into a Warzone game mode yet.
Didn't they do that before though?
I don't know.
I feel like they did, like for a Halloween event. I feel like they did a while ago, but why they wouldn't keep it, I don't know. I haven't played Warzone in so long. I have no idea. And I'm not going back. But yeah, there's a new mode that they're kind of hinting at. They keep posting these videos on Twitter of people going through the purple vortex teleporter in zombies, and then they like show a little environment in the back. And yeah, it looks like a church or something in the back. So they're hinting at a new map or something coming. A lot of people are saying it's called... Give me a second here. I think it's called... It's not called Onslaught.
Slot on.
Slot on, that's it. You got it. Large...
Salt iron mode.
Outbreak. Yeah, Salt Iron. And then started the Salt Iron War.
Yeah, I don't know. It's exciting. I'm excited to see what they do.
Yeah, I mean, I love zombies. I'll definitely give it a try.
Sorry, my dog's going crazy. Moving on, multiple Silent Hills games could potentially be in development. I saw that they started selling Silent Hill merch today on their website. Yeah.
Konami?
Yeah. Which is weird.
That is weird.
Yeah, I saw.
Yeah, I didn't see that. Yeah, of course there was the rumors that Kojima was working on a Silent Hills game a while ago. I still highly doubt that. There is no way that is happening. But there are rumors of Konami working with Sony Japan to make some Silent Hills game with a prominent developer, apparently.
Hold on, I'm trying to confirm this Silent Hill.
Okay. Yeah. Regardless if this is real or not, I will never play it because I am a wuss.
Baby.
I'm a bitch. And in no way will I ever play Silent Hill.
Moving on, Reggie is not impressed with E3 this year. I mean, we don't even know what it is.
Yeah, E3 said that they're doing it. They're making an event. But they also said that last year and then like immediately canceled it.
I don't think it's going to be anything big because like I think that with COVID last year, all these companies realized like if it's going to be digital, we're just going to do it ourselves. Like why pay this like third party company
them to do us? Yeah, when
host our
when
video.
we're Microsoft, we're Nintendo.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
we have our own fan bases. Yeah, no, it doesn't make sense.
Exactly. All those companies that have those, like live shows at E3, they're all big enough to where if they're doing something digitally, you'll know beforehand, and you'll just watch it on their YouTube channel or their Twitch channel, whatever it may be. Like, why pay this company, hypothetically, like, pay them a shit ton of money just so that they can host your video that you send them?
Yeah. What Reggie was saying, though, is that he wants to see a digital show, like, give out demos and stuff to the public, because when you go to E3 you get your first hands-on time with these games, but the people watching, they don't. That's pretty much what Reggie was saying, that he wants to see these digital events.
That's what we've been saying for years, though.
Yeah,
like Jeff Keighley kind of did that with the Summer Games Fest like game thing on Steam.
Yeah,
well, no, on Steam there were a bunch of games you could download and demo. Coming up next, a streamer completed a sweet juicy Hades run using a literal pomegranate controller. So if you're watching on YouTube right now, if you're watching the podcast on YouTube, I have the video up here. He literally just like took apart a pomegranate, wired it somehow to his computer, and is playing Hades, where every time he touches certain pieces of the pomegranate, he moves and does abilities. I don't know. This is super fucking weird, and his hands look disgusting from all the pomegranate juice. It's just hilarious. People are weird, man. We've evolved from playing games with Rock Band drums,
Yeah, right? Like, I'm not impressed if you beat Dark Souls with a Guitar Hero controller anymore. You have to step up your game. Now this guy's stepping up the game.
Yeah, you beat it on a pomegranate? Let's go. I'm down.
Got you. Yeah, absolutely.
Super weird, super funny.
Yeah.
Last but not least, Ubisoft denies Rainbow Six Quarantine's reported new name.
Yeah, there was reports that the game was renamed Rainbow Six Parasite. We talked about this last week.
Like their new game?
Rainbow Six Quarantine.
It
was renamed the Parasite.
Oh.
Me and Connor talked about this last week, that there were rumors that they were gonna rename it, because who wants to play a game called Quarantine after the last year?
Yeah, exactly.
Which makes sense. I don't see why Ubisoft just wouldn't go with it, but whatever.
So are they just denying the new name, or are they denying the fact that they're changing it at all?
I think they were just denying that was the new name. They said something along the lines of that was an early name for it.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, that wraps up the quick news. Let's get into what we've been playing. John, tell me about Super Mario 3D World and Bowser's Fury, without spoiling it. But also go check out John and Holden's review on our YouTube channel of Super Mario 3D World and Bowser's Fury. I think I listened to you guys at the beginning, and you said you mainly focus on Bowser's Fury. Is that correct?
No. Well, me and him, we both 100%ed Bowser's Fury, like, right away, because it's a really short mode and everything. But we also played a ton of Mario 3D World. Since Bowser's Fury is the new thing, I'll focus on that first. This is pretty much a combination of 3D World and Super Mario Odyssey put together. There are tons of Mario Odyssey in there. So you're going around and you're trying to find cat shines, which are pretty much the power moons of this game. And like when you do it, he does the whole like spin and fist in the air thing, and it plays the same jingle from Odyssey when you find a moon. It's just an open world sandbox. You have to find 100 cat shines, and a giant Bowser keeps appearing all the time and attacking you, and you have to use him to get past certain environments. I won't say too much more on that. Check out our review, because we had a good discussion on that. 3D World is a blast to play in multiplayer. It's got online for the first time. Me and him played that together, and it was so much fun. If you're going to play solo, it's still fun, but multiplayer is the selling point of that game. It is just a blast to play. Joel, if you've gotten it yet, definitely play it with Elise, because it's so much fun.
I bought it. I haven't played it yet. Elise has played it on her Switch.
Yeah, that's definitely a game you need to play together.
Playing it together. So for me, I've been playing more Destiny. I just want to touch on it very lightly. New season just started last week. I think beginning of last week.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I don't know. They added some new exotics, which is cool. It's always nice to have new guns. I think they added a new exotic quest this week, but I have not done it yet. But I've heard good things. A lot of people are saying it's a fun quest. But yeah, other than that, it's still just more Destiny. Just grinding out the season pass for the new season.
Cool.
What else you been playing?
I've been playing more Project Winter on Xbox. I talked about this last week with Connor. I had just started playing it, so I couldn't say too much on it. But now that I've put more time into it, I'm really enjoying it. I don't know. Did you watch last week's show?
No, I did not.
All right. So Project Winter is a game that it just came to Game Pass last week. And this is pretty much a survival Among Us game. So you have 8 people that are put on a mountain, a snowy mountain and everything. You have 6 survivors, 2 traitors. The survivors are trying to repair power, call for an escape vehicle, and leave. 2 traitors, obviously, are trying to kill them without being caught and killed themselves. But there's a lot of survival elements in the game.
Hold on, is this online?
What's that?
Is this online multiplayer?
Yes. Yeah, it's online. It came to Steam in like 2019, just came to Game Pass last week, and there's crossplay. Yeah, you're working together. It has proximity chat. If you're playing that, play with the proximity chat. Do not play in a party because party chat will ruin the game. But yeah, you have these roles. Like, I'm a medic. Okay, when people go down, I can instantly bring them up by spending some health. There's defectors that can open up traitor crates, which normal survivors can't. But if someone says, "Hey, I'm a defector," and then opens it up, you're like, okay, but is that guy really a traitor? Like, it's a really deep system with survival elements, and I really enjoy it. It's much more deeper than Among Us, and I really enjoy it. I definitely think if you're into that game, into those kind of social commentary games, like I call them, and you're really tired of Among Us, definitely give Project Winter a try. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, maybe I'll download it tonight on my Xbox.
For sure. Do it. I'll play with you.
I'll get Kenny to download it too. He's a sucker.
Right.
He'll download anything.
Yeah, he is.
Moving on, the only other game I played is last night I started playing more Ocarina of Time on my 3DS.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. I'm liking it so far. I'm not very far. I just got to Mount Doom, I think it is, with the big roly guys.
The Goron, yeah.
Yeah. I just got there. I don't know. How long
Death
is this
Mountain.
game? I called it Mount Doom. What is Mount Doom from? Is that from like a...
Mount Doom, I think that's Lord of the Rings, isn't it?
I don't know. But yeah, Death Mountain. That's where I'm at.
How long are you a kid still?
I'm still a kid, yes.
Okay.
But I have done some stuff, and I remembered it as I found it, like the graveyard in the town before you get to the mountain there, where you go in and you find the song for Changing Time. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. That's about it. I'm still a kid, though, so.
Gotcha. I'm excited to hear what you have to say about that game as you continue on. I love that game so much.
It's hard for me to commit to sitting down on my couch and playing my 3DS, honestly.
Right? Yeah, if only Nintendo would bundle that and Majora's Mask onto the Switch.
It can't be that hard to port that to the fucking Switch.
No.
It can't be.
Absolutely agree.
But yeah, I think that does it for episode 132 of the Pixel Street podcast. As always, follow us on Twitter at Pixel Street. Subscribe to us on YouTube by searching for Pixel Street videos. Join our Discord to take part in our Pixel Pal party nights. Maybe one week soon we will play this Project Winter game. Give it a shot. Because I feel like we know a lot of people with Xboxes. I think we can get it going.
Maybe. And I mean, it's crossplay with Steam anyway, so.
True. But yeah,
we are playing Jackbox next weekend.
Next weekend Saturday. We're playing Jackbox. To join our Discord, though, go check out our pinned tweet over on Twitter at Pixel Street. Like, share, comment down below. Give us feedback on whatever you're listening to us on, whether it's YouTube, whether it's Google Play. Actually, that's not a thing anymore. I don't know. Spotify, SoundCloud.
Google Play, that's the Play Store. That's the app.
The Google Music, whatever. Google Music, I don't know.
Google Podcasts.
Give us feedback. Let us know what you want to hear. Let us know what you don't want to hear. Tell us if you want to stop hearing John talk about Overwatch forever.
You can suggest it, but it's not going to happen.
If you tip the show $10, I will ban John from talking about Overwatch. And by banning him, I mean I will edit all Overwatch references out of every show.
Good luck.
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter at Campo63, twitch.tv/Campo63. John, where are you at on the internet?
On Twitter, I am at RevXShadows, and you can find my writing on GamePro.com. Like I said earlier, I have an editorial up on how important this BlizzCon show can be for Blizzard Entertainment. Be sure to check that out. Put a lot of work into that. Other than that, just been writing a bunch of guides over there. So if you need help with Project Winter, Firebase Z and Zombies, anything like that, Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury, check it out.
Cool. We will be right back here next week for episode 133 of the Pixel Street podcast. Stay tuned this weekend. I'm sure John will have some sort of video up from BlizzCon. BlizzConline. Bye.